Hey guys, welcome back. I've tried to film this umpteen times. I should have went with the first filming. I was close enough to count, but no, I have to be a perfectionist. So we're gonna do, I saw somebody called a Vlogmas thing, and that's kind of cute. Kind of a Vlogmas thing, talking about the holidays, talking about how Loki loves us anyhow, and talking about loving ourselves anyhow, even when we are not what we're told to be. We're told during the holidays that we have to be these super giving, give to every charity possible, and give until it hurts. Super loving, love all the people in our family, even though they treat us like crap, and they're very toxic and abusive. Super perfect people, and go out and find all the perfect gifts, even though they don't exist. And this crap has sat in the store all year long, and they can't wait to get rid of it. I know I'm a cynic, but there are rewards to be had if you can see the humor in some of it. Today, I got 2 boxes from Walmart, and I kind of hate ordering from them anymore because you never know how many whimsical boxes they will put your stuff in. They're like destroying the environment is what they're doing. And I got this attached to a long thing of, those packing bubbles, those really big ones. I'm like, oh my God, because it was presented so nicely. I'm like, oh my God, somebody sent me a gift card. I'm like, did my uncle send this? And at first I thought maybe my uncle sent me a package, and I'm looking, I'm like, no, this is my order, even though there's no packing slip. And I'm like, oh, maybe they like broke something and they gave this to me, or this is a promotion, and it's like, oh, thank you for being a good customer. After 30 minutes of fooling with the ding dang site, I found out this card doesn't exist. I have no idea why Walmart sent it to me. It's funny now, it's not funny at the time. And I have no idea why they sent it to me. So it's going to kind of go on or around the tree or be part of our annual decorations. I could not get this year's infamous Starbucks cup. I usually love getting him one because he loves a Starbucks cup. Because every time it comes out, homophobic alt-right or whomever is saying it's supporting the gay agenda, and I'm like, holy crap, it's a coffee cup, calm down. And he loves it because it drives people nuts every year. Satan designed this cup, and it's like a cardboard cup, or whatever they make them out of, paper, cardboard, wax, I don't know. Anyhow, that happened. And then I go in and I'm working on the tree, and you guys have seen the tree. Most of the lights are burnt out, and I said, Loki, will you please help me with the tree? Because, mysteriously the lights in the hall fixed themselves. I'm like, well, maybe it'll be a miracle. Maybe Loki can help me. I just, barely touched one bulb, and as soon as I said, Loki, can you help me? Over half the ornaments fell off the tree. And I did not take it well at all. I'm, yelling, and, as I'm putting stuff back on, it's funny now. It was not funny at the time. More stuff is falling off the tree, and I'm, piece of crap tree is leaning towards me. I actually have one of my 10-pound weights in the back so it doesn't fall over entirely. And then I thought I had everything put back, and I walked in here and I heard this crash, and I go back in there and a couple more ornaments falling off, and I'm like, so that's how that went today. And it took me 2 or 3 hours to figure out that Walmart did not send the sparkling cider yet, and that's what I was so head up about, because I kind of planned, and I didn't realize it, I planned 2 completely different meals for Christmas, so I either have to decide if I want turkey or beef with vegetables. And I get the canned stuff. It is actually really delicious if you know how to flavor it and you know to cook low and slow in the oven. Right now I'm having their ground beef, and I love their ground beef because it's no waste. I'm not spending $4 to get on a bus. And I'm not, then trying to get ground beef and bring it back and flavor it and package it and cook it and everything, because it's already cooked. I just cook it with the spices and that because I like to mess around with food. And, it does make it taste a little better. But anyhow, Loki loves us. Even when we were being a ditz with a card, it didn't mean anything, it just got put in. I'm counting that up as Loki mischief, because it was just presented so beautifully. It was presented like a gift. I'm like, oh my God, somebody cares about me. Yeah, somebody cares about me. All right, some robot that packed my gift at Amazon, not Amazon, Walmart just didn't know any better and threw it in there. And stuff like that happens, like with the tree. The lovely, lovely tree, the symbol of light that now has like about 5 light bulbs that are working on it. I'm done with that tree. I am done with that tree. I don't have the lights anyways to, even if I did have the mental energy to take everything off and unwind all the lights, I don't have the lights, and I'm not gonna go. It's freezing to sub-freezing now. I don't have the time to go do stuff, and not the time. I don't have, like the fortitude to go stand out there for 20 minutes, wait for a bus, da 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 da. And I'm not gonna order them online because then you have to make like a $35 order, and I'm like, I really don't care about lights right now. They're like online, they're like so expensive, and I'm like, I don't care. And maybe I'll get new lights after holidays. We'll see. But anyhow, I am not behaving perfectly, but Loki still loves us anyhow, even when we're having a total bad day and we're being a ditz and we're really having a tough time. Or maybe we're going through something more serious like I've been going through like the past couple weeks with, the insurance and everything else. He still loves us. He's not, let's put it this way, he has a different managerial style than the Christian God. The Christian God is like, you're told that your prayers will be answered. You just, you have to wait. And even if you don't know how God's going to answer them, he's going to answer them. Well, that applies to Loki as well. Only sometimes we don't like his managerial style because he might tell his answer to like what's going to happen with the insurance might be that it doesn't come through this year. And that's okay because I didn't think it was coming through anyhow. So I was kind of ready for this to happen because I've tried repeatedly to reach people that might have the paper and I don't think the paper exists. And I'm like, I've just made peace with it and let it go. And I am making peace with, how stuff is going in town. And even when we're going through stuff like that, even when we're going through hard times and we find it hard to, love ourselves, Loki does still love us. And it can be hard to accept, and I know personally it can be very hard to accept Loki's love when it feels like nobody else loves you. Because we're human beings and we naturally want other human beings to love us. And there's nothing wrong with that. I naturally, for example, want the town to accept me. But they don't. And I have to kind of accept that. You naturally want everyone you meet to, if not love or like you, at least, give you good leaving alone. And all human beings, unfortunately, aren't like that. But what we kind of have to remember is that they were taught their views. And we don't have to accept what they were taught. They were taught to hate people. No baby on this earth is born hating people. No one's born hating people based on color or religion or who they love or anything else. How much money they have or where they live or whatever. No one's born with that. You have to be taught it. You do. You have to be taught it. And as Lokeans, we get to choose which teachings we'll embrace. Will we embrace negative teachings about ourselves, like that we're unworthy because we're ... Or will we accept the fact that Loki does love us the way we are? He loves us. He doesn't care who we love. He loves us anyhow. He doesn't, he doesn't love one group over the other more. I don't want people taking that away as the lesson. But, it doesn't matter if you're like majority or minority on whatever issue. He still loves you. And he does answer us when we ask him for help. But it's not always the answer we're looking for. Like, I had a reason to laugh today. And that was kind of like his answer to, all the fun I've been going through. And it reminded me that it's okay because it's so freezing cold now. Anyways, it would be a moot point. Even if everybody in town loved me, I'm not going out there. It's, 32 is freezing, not 0 like some people think. 0 is extremely cold, but stuff starts to freeze at 32. And when it's 32 or below is like 14 or 10 or something, and the winds are coming through, the high winds are coming through. I'm not going out in that. I don't care what they have in their stores. So it's kind of a moot point anyways if they accept me or not, because I would be in the whole month anyhow, so it doesn't matter. And we have to remember to love ourselves, even when it feels like other people aren't loving ourselves, aren't loving us, because we'll all go through periods like that when it feels like just nobody loves us and nobody gets it. And maybe we're having trouble accepting that Loki loves us. But we have to accept that he loves us because he does. It's very hard for him to be heard over the negative people because, as it's often been said, negative people tend to speak a lot louder. Decent people often don't speak up at all, and that's, and a lot of times that's worse because they should speak up because maybe someone needs help, but a lot of times decent people won't speak up, and they'll see the negative people saying stuff to you, and they won't say anything. I don't know why they do that. Maybe they don't want to get involved or something. I don't know. That's up to them. But we have to remember, it's usually the negative ones who will say something. And we don't have to listen to those people, and we don't have to take their warped opinions of us onto ourselves, because there's something wrong with them inside. And I'm not saying, you have to love them or anything. As Lokean, you're not obliged to love anyone. But we do have to remember that they're kind of these broken, twisted people inside, and that's why they act the way they do. There's something fundamentally wrong with them. And they might like to think that they're perfect, good people, but they're not. If the town can't accept me as I am, they have some serious issues to deal with. Nobody should be taught to hate anyone. That's what we teach children on Sesame Street. That's what we teach them, in kindergarten. That's what we should be teaching them in churches and stuff like that. But if that's not what they're being taught, then that's a problem we have to deal with. But, you can find happiness and you can find love you can reach the point where you accept that Loki is your family, however he's your family in that capacity, and Segan and the rest, or whoever you work with. Maybe you don't work with any of them all, maybe you work with someone else, but you can reach the point where they're your family, and it's okay to have them. And it's okay to have them as your family and not have a, quote-unquote human family, because sometimes a human family just is no good. Sometimes you need to get rid of that human family if possible. And I know that got kind of dark after a lighthearted entry, but I kind of wanted to talk about, because a lot of us, we go through periods of our life where we're not being accepted by like our family or community or whatever. And that's when we have to remember that Loki is valid as family, and, the gods and goddesses or whoever we deal with, if you need to make a tupla, whatever, or whoever you need to go talk to, they're all valid as family. So, try to stay strong, try to stay sane, and remember to, love yourself as much as you love Loki, to treat yourself as much as you would treat Loki, and, care for yourself and so forth and so on, because you are worth it. It's hard to remind people of that because we think we have to earn it. We're taught we have to earn it, but you don't. You are worth it because, you're you, and that is something special. So I hope this finds you guys well. I'm sorry it got a little dark there in the middle, but sometimes, dealing with Loki, we do have to deal with darker matters. So I hope you guys feel well, and I shall see you soon, hopefully. And if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.